Joining me now, Lieutenant General Richard Newton, former U.S. Air Force Assistant Vice Chief of Staff and NewsNation senior national security contributor. It is good news that they were able to successfully remove some more Americans from Sudan, but it sounds like there are still about 4,000 left there. What's the likelihood of another U.S. convoy to rescue them at this point?
Well, Marni, it's good news. Those 700 people that have been on those three convoys starting Saturday, Sunday, and the last one was on Monday. And not all of those are American citizens, by the way, but a vast majority are. But my sources tell me that the State Department will no longer at this point conduct another similar convoy, although Secretary Blinken has said that we'll try to continue to provide means to get American citizens out of there. But I don't anticipate over the next few days or so, say a fourth convoy. But nonetheless, it's good that the Americans, citizens, whatever makes up that contingent of 700 people, have now reached the port of Sudan. They are now being serviced by a number of State Department personnel who actually, we have a contingent there at the port to help facilitate their transition back home, and then also perhaps get them out of the Port Sudan over across the Red Sea to Saudi Arabia. So, but it's a very complicated and a very treacherous situation right now.
Both groups, as I mentioned a moment ago, both military groups have agreed to peace talks. What role does the U.S. play in trying to broker a peaceful conclusion to this?
Well, it appears that the United States, along perhaps with Saudi Arabia, may host some ceasefire peace talks. I think it's a little bit too early to really pin that down as something that's going to clearly happen. There is discussions right now. You've got these two warring factions between two generals, and and the Sudanese people are caught in the middle of this. And so I don't really foresee immediate talks, but there are perhaps, underscore the word perhaps, some laying the groundwork for those talks. There's 46 million people in Sudan. 1/3 of them actually rely on international aid. And so that's difficult also to get food supply, water, and everything else, even medical needs, if 1/3 of your population is dependent on outside international humanitarian support.
Right. And that may be where you see U.S. involvement in other nations. I mean, this could be a gigantic humanitarian crisis the longer this draws on.
That's correct. In fact, my sources tell me there's up to 70,000 people who've actually left the capital of Khartoum. And so you don't want this to devolve into a more difficult refugee problem. But the challenge, Marni, with any type of discussions about a ceasefire is these two generals, I don't believe, really have control of their own forces. There's looting going on in the streets. There's other outliers of those who've taken up arms who are loyal to one general or the other, but they can't control them. There's very little command and control. And so, again, the Sudanese are caught in the crossfires, as well as these non-governmental organizations who are providing this humanitarian relief are caught in the crossfires as well. So we're still several days, if not weeks, away from really trying to figure out what this thing is going to turn out to be.
Right, and trying to play it forward. The reason this situation has unfolded as it has is many in Sudan have wanted a civilian-led government. They want a democracy. And so you've got these two factioning sides that are battling, and the violence has unfolded. Many have said neither of these generals, because of the bloodshed, can rise to a leadership position. So who then, if a peace deal is worked out, rises to a level to move forward in a peaceful next step?
Exactly. And recall, this started as a coup back in 2021. And the whole idea of the coup was to bring about a peaceful transition to a civilian government. And that hasn't happened. What I think is going to happen is in these two warring factions, whoever wins, whoever becomes the victor, will end up running Sudan and will claim some, claim to the presidency of Sudan, but will be a very difficult, strong-armed rule because of the nature of these two general officers fighting right now. So it's a very difficult situation, as I've said, and it bears close watching. And certainly, we've still got anywhere between 4,000 to 6,000 Americans, I understand, probably dual citizens, but still in Sudan. And so it's still very treacherous to get to our Americans and even those who want to try to get out of the country. It's going to be a long haul.
Yep, and a lot of blood already shed. Lieutenant General Richard Newton, as always, appreciate your time. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Marni.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.